How's it going, everyone? We're back with another weekly watch list. I'm doing this while I am getting wrecked by allergies, so my voice is just going to be all over the place. I'm also recording this while Thinkorswim is currently undergoing some maintenance, so just hoping that that does not interrupt anything here. All right, so let's get started. We're going to be covering QQQ, SPY, IWM. Just want to say thank you very much, though, first, before anything else, for clicking on the video. Seriously, making these videos helps me understand the market better. I am a learning trader. I'm a progressing trader. I am not a professional by any means. And making these videos really helps me be more connected with the market and learn as I go. And if there's anything you can gain from it as well, then that is awesome. So I genuinely appreciate every single one of you for giving this video a minute of your time or less. So let's get into it. So we have QQQ, SPY, IWM. I have put IWM on the back burner as of recently for trading. But I'm still updating my levels every day and so on. I'm just not watching it throughout intra-trading day. So looking at QQQ here, we have the daily chart open, and lo and behold, we could not come up and maybe have enough strength to make it to new all-time highs. So hold on, and maybe these are the connectivity issues I'm getting. My mouse keeps freezing, but maybe it's my mouse. But it looks like we just made a new daily supply. So that is not ideal. It does not look good. There's probably a probability of us going lower. Coming down, looks like down here to be the next closest area back at 500 for a strong bounce. But we'll see. I could be completely wrong. But, look at these 2 weeks. Look at these 3 weeks here. They're just so buy Monday, sell it on Friday, buy Monday, sell it on Friday, buy Monday, sell it on Friday. It's just like, that's insane, man. But we'll see if that trend continues this week. I don't know. That's just a funny looking chart right there. But we did just make this daily supply. So let's head down to the 4 hour where I do mark any supply and demand zones. So we do have a new supply zone here on the 4 hour if you look at the previous day high. So previous day high is in white, green demand, red supply. So our previous day high is also going to be this 4 hour demand, which we were also already in, I believe, on the 1 hour. So I have this marked out. This would be a pretty big zone if we did mark it all the way down to the bottom of this wick at 527.85. So I'm just marking it to the open because I don't want a massive zone. It's the same reason why on the daily, yes, technically down here at 525.85 is going to be the wick of the daily supply. And then the open of the candle at 527.38, I might mark those levels as well. But I don't want a massive zone on the chart. So instead, we would just keep it there, okay? But technically, yes, that is a daily supply, and we also have a 4 hour supply zone here, okay? As far as demand goes, I don't see any currently on the chart other than the previous day lows that we have and the one on the 1 hour. So as far as bounces go, we have our previous day low here at 522. Underneath, we have 1 hour demand at 518, and below that, 510. If we do continue strength and we do get over all of this supply, then my next resistance zone is going to be up here in this 4 hour supply at 536, 535, 537, down to 533. So there's another big 4 hour zone right here, okay? So anyways, that's what we're looking at. Take a look at these candles here, take a look at this movement. It looks like certainly we'll be moving back down. It also tempts me to pull out the Fibonacci tool and take this pivot low to this pivot high on the 4 hour and see us maybe bounce it as 50 or 61 fibs. So if we do keep moving down, and I am looking at short entries, I will be cautious of those fibs and use them potentially as profit targets and so on, all right? As far as the supply zone goes, depends after this video, I may mark on the daily. This wick here is kind of this pivot we had on Friday anyways, but I might mark a level here for the wick and the open of the daily supply candle as well, but we'll see. I could mark it on the wick on the 4 hour as well. If we do move back up here, this seems like they would line up around here, which I would expect selling to be up here as well anyways, as we had a lot of upper wicks and had more selling up here. So if price does move back up here, I easily could look for another rejection or another zone in this area, okay? I may even just remove this level here, which was a pivot. It was a previous day high, then it became a previous day low. It became a pivot intra-week last week, and then kept it on the chart because it was a strong level. Even though it did get a little bit disrespected in this last session, I kept it on the chart, but I might rework some things. Anyways, let's go over to NQ. Going to look obviously very similar as far as supply and demand. That's all I do on the futures charts. I just chart supply and demand, Fibonacci. So we have this 4 hour supply. I have the wick marked. I have the wick marked and the open marked. This is a little bit off. I kept it though because we were in this 1 hour supply. So this 1 hour wick right here. and it lines up pretty close with the 4-hour open, so kept it there. We do have this big 4-hour supply up here, and below that, my next support demand is down here, this 2-hour demand, and in between, I just have the fibs marked. So the next demand zone, I have this 2-hour demand that we already respected once, but I also have this the fibs marked from this pivot low to this pivot high. If we keep moving down, we could possibly see a bounce here or whatever, but if the selling is really strong, it more likely we hit the demand. So let's go over to SPY. Oops, there we go. So check out SPY. It's obviously going to have a very similar look as well. Oh, there we go, the mouse. I think it might be my mouse. Maybe I need a new battery. Same type of look, really funny look, honestly. I just think that's hilarious. Same thing though. I mean, you could argue daily supply here. Somewhat of a small green candle, very small body of the candle, but it's got a look to it that looks like supply, but nonetheless, it doesn't really matter. But we do have this 4-hour supply that I already had on the chart that we did come up and reject there. So that was a play. That was a big portion of my play for Friday as well. Rejecting the supply, getting back under the pre-market low. That's where I had a short entry. That was the winning trade that I had for about 43% on Friday, okay? But anyway, so supply zone, 4-hour supply at 610. As far as demand zones go, let's take it down to the 15-minute. We have our previous day low under the at 599, 600. So this is going to be a decent level, this whole psych number. But if we do break below that, my next demand is going to be at 598 to 597. And then we have a 2-hour demand zone down here at 590, which was just about respected here. So we'll see where price goes. We'll see if we can get a move back down at this demand before moving back up, okay? And then let's head over to ES. Obviously going to be very similar. So supply and demand, we rejected this 4-hour supply zone that I already had on the chart. So it's going to stay there up here at 61.16. We had this zone here, like if I take it down to the 1 hour, we had a lot of movement at this zone, bounce, break, a huge gap from the news, rejected it again, bounced it, and then some more action here. So I'm going to keep that on the chart, the 660 area, 666 down to 660. So it's a nice looking area. I'm going to keep that on the chart for any action we get. Next bounce will just be this pivot here at 60.20, but I do have the fib from this pivot low to this pivot high to see if we bounce here at the 50 fib or the 61 before moving down to this 2-hour demand that I have already have on the chart from previously. It was resistance, turned to support, and then turned to demand. We have this 2-hour demand created by this small red candle followed by this large green candle here, and just about respected it already here. And then lastly, we'll go to IWM. So IWM, 4-hour supply zone. All right, everybody made supply on last Friday. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I don't believe it is. It was this. This was the supply zone that I had. It was also a previous day high here at 230. So if I go down to the 15-minute here, we just have this up. You know what? I don't think I updated my levels that day, or did I? I think I did. I just forgot to change the colors. Yeah. So this needs, what I'll do is like, if I have like, see how we had this, we made this high, we rejected, we just about missed it coming back up. So I will keep that on the chart, of course, and I will just change it to red. And since it's not really technically, it's still a supply zone, but it's not how I draw it, I'm going to just get rid of the label for it. But we've previous day high, previous day low. Underneath the previous day low at 225, if we can show weakness, my next demand is going to be at 223. And then below that, we have a nice 2-hour demand zone down here where I would expect price to have a little bit of a relief. And then lastly for SPX, just in case, all I do on SPX is really simple. I just mark previous day high, previous day low. And it works really, really well. So if you trade spot, I highly recommend just marking the previous day high and previous day low in red. And then if the level stays respected or untested, keep it on the chart. I just move it to white. And then any whole psych numbers, I will keep the price on there as well. You can see down here, 6,000, 5,900, 5,800, and so on, okay? So that's going to be everything I'm going to be watching this week. Wishing you all the best week inside and outside the markets. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. It's the Super Bowl today. I don't know if you have any skin in the game. I'm personally a diehard Eagles fan. I've been one my entire life from the Philadelphia area, so I will be rooting for them. So have a great week, and I'll see you all in the next watch list. Peace.